I'm going to read my first children's story called Sweet Jambalaya. This one's dedicated to this work of love. I dedicate very lovingly to my grandma, Miss Ethel A. Mitchell, and my mama, Miss Karen M. Dyers. Without them, there would be no me. For them, I am eternally grateful. You live forever in my heart. There they are, my two angels. Willowfield Elementary was a school of learning and fun, nestled in a big oak tree kissed by the sun. Surrounded by fields of grass and a lake nearby, beautiful flowers populated the ground while birds donned the sky. Students came from far and near, excited to face a new day. Each one different, they made a beautiful array. Tabby Caterpillar was made of many colors. On his back were reds, oranges, purples, and blue. His tummy had rainbow colors too. Tabby had lots of friends you see. At least it seemed like many to him. There were only 3, but each of his friends were as different as can be. Sammy Squirrel, whose coat was furry and full, liked to find acorns on her way to school. Sammy would nibble and laugh some more. Sammy would make silly faces and fall on the floor. Sammy was bashful. She didn't like having a boy's name, especially because she was a girl. Her name made her feel shame. Sammy was short for Samantha, her grandmother's name, but being called Sammy made her feel awful just the same. Pewee the skunk was Tabby's friend too. He walked with a waddle and talked while he chewed. His friends loved to surprise him because they knew whenever he was frightened, Pewee would let out a toot. A toot that would clear their walkway to school. They called it their secret weapon. To them, it was so cool. Katie Lady, the ladybug, was definitely a sight. A big bug with really huge glasses, and an even bigger overbite. She snorted when she laughed and strained to see the smallest object or the largest tree. The 4 of them never noticed their differences when it was Tabby and the 3, until others came around that wouldn't let them be. They pointed out Tabby's colors and Katie's big teeth. Pewee was called a big stinky and Sammy a freak. The others in their school were mean and cruel. They called them ugly names and even pushed them in the pool. And this made Tabby feel sad. Tabby, Katie, and Pewee went home feeling bad, but Sammy was just plain mad. Why do we let them do this? Bullies are bad news. Tabby Caterpillar started crying the blues. What's so wrong with my colors? My mom says I'm unique. My blues and purples are fun, and my rainbow is magnifique. Yes, said Pew Skunk. You are my unique friend indeed. Seeing your colors every day helped me to name the colors I see. I couldn't do it before. I mixed up my purples with blues. I didn't know red from orange, even yellow too. Tybee was starting to feel better and changed his tune. He smiled a big, happy smile that was as big as the moon. But Sammy's head was still hung low. She felt so much anger and shame for being called the funny-looking girl with the boy name. I hate my name, Sammy exclaimed. Why me? Why me? I don't like being picked at, as she hid behind the tree. Katie Lady pulled her by the arm and put her wing under her chin. There's nothing wrong with your name. Hold your head up, my friend. Your grandma is strong and shared her name with a squirrel just as strong as she. You're not a boy, but a beautiful girl. Take a look in the mirror and see. Those fluffy cheeks and bushy tail carry great stories that only you can tell. Sammy felt better and could smile again. Looking in the mirror, she smiled at her friend. So on to school the next day they went. Everybody happy, everyone content. Miss P was their favorite teacher, but quite different, you see. She always wore a sweater, no matter the weather, that seemed to have something underneath. She greeted them in the morning with smiles and promises of learning and fun. The students knew it was true, so to their desks they'd run, hurrying to get their day started, following classroom procedures, of course. They rushed to unpack their bags and made their lunch choice. Morning announcements and then the pledge. Every day they anticipated what was ahead. Each child excited to leave, to say the daily affirmations, the kindergarten creed. Sammy was chosen. She had them down to a T. Class, please repeat after me. I am great. I am powerful. Nothing can stop me but me. I am infinite potential and insurmountable possibilities. I am not dumb. I am not ugly. I am not a mistake. I am and I can. Show enough. Show me your muscles. Miss P smiled, her heart filled with pride, while each of the children flexed, showing muscles that were huge in their minds. They added numbers with teddy bears and blocks. Sammy used her braids to add the strands that interlocked. It was time for science fun. Weather was the lesson. They formed clouds and plastic bottles until music was in session. They danced and they sang songs about America's beauty. They even dressed in hats and costumes. Tabby got to wear a goatee. Katie Ladybug squealed in excitement and danced with glee as they ventured to the playground for recess and PE. while doing push-ups and winning the contest at hand. Pewee let out a toot, and all the children ran. With embarrassment flushing his face, Pewee said, "I'm sorry," and ran away in haste. Andre Fox was not far behind with his crew, too. They laughed, pointed fingers, and said, "That's why no one wants to play with you. You're fat and ugly, and you waddle from side to side. Your friends told you that you're funny, but they lied." Miss P was watching as Pewee ran away. She made her way to the crying skunk, who in a tire lay. "Hi, Pewee, what's wrong with my friend?" Pewee lowered his head, tears running off his chin. Tybee stood near. He wanted to comfort his friend. Katie Ladybug shed a tear. Andre Fox strikes again. He makes us feel bad about what he can see. He picks on Katie Lady's glasses, Tybee's many colors, and me. Miss P removed her sweater for all the children to see, their eyes wide in amazement. Could this really be? A beautiful fan of colors spread before their eyes. You see, the P stood for peacock. All of the children gasped in surprise. "You are unique and different," she said, "and that's okay. Everything about you was purposely made that way. Your differences are marks of beauty that no one else has just like you. So don't let anyone make you feel bad. You see, I am different too." Fan Lady and Skinny Legs, there were people who called me names. They didn't care how mean they were. They made me feel shame. I didn't like myself. I felt sad all the time. I started hiding my feathers. I felt smaller than a dime. "But Miss P," said Pewee, "you're still hiding. Your feathers you've never shown. We would have never known." She shook her head in agreement and understood what she had to do. She made sure everyone was ready to go inside and then said, "Shoo." The next day at school was different. The children were in for a treat. They had no idea, but they began to cheer as they took their seats. There appeared right before their eyes an unexpected surprise. Miss P was definitely a sight to see. She had on some very thick glasses and a picture book in hand. Her feathers were uncovered and out in full fan. All the colors of the rainbow waved as she swayed and told the story of the characters in the picture book on display. She pointed to squirrels of all colors, skunks of all shapes, caterpillars and ladybugs, all unique in their own way. They all had different things that they did well. No one was quite the same. They all had cool stories, even some super cool names. The children watched in amazement as Miss P walked and fanned. Her beauty was amazing. The children began to stand. "My name is Sammy," she proudly stood to say, named after my granny, that's unique in every way. And I'm not ashamed of my thick lips and kinky hair. I'm from a proud people. Who cares if you stare? I am great. Tabby stood next, stuck out his colored chest. My colors are cool. I like being this way. My mohawk is different. What can I say? I'm here to stay. I am powerful. Pewee began to laugh and let out a toot. When you hear that sound, he said, stand and salute. Sure, it smells bad, and if I could help it, I would. But sometimes it comes out. Hey, it's bueno, which means it's all good. Nothing can stop me but me. Katie Ladybug, timid yet proud, stood to speak, her voice not too loud. I have really thick glasses so I can see, but they are a part of my beauty. My Asian is beautiful, my people are sweet. I'm glad that I am the way I am, and I think my wings are neat. I am infinite potential. The rest of the class stood to cheer and complete the chant they'd learned all year. As they recited each line, Miss P's feathers began to shine. Her mission was accomplished. She helped the children to see their outer and inner uniqueness, which makes the world a place of beauty. The end. I hope you enjoy.